This is C. Gray, and you're listening to the Garrett Smith Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 26 of the podcast. Today is going to be a really cool episode. A couple of years ago, I was strolling through Instagram, just looking at what all was going on in the country music world and in the rock world, and came across somebody who was completely rocking out to a Gretchen Wilson song, and I'm like, who is this? Because she is owning the stage right now. Her name is C. Gray, and we have her on here right now. How are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. How are you doing, Garrett?
Hanging in there, just 2020 in it, you know?
I feel ya.
So you're calling in from California, correct?
I am, yes, Los Angeles.
Awesome. Well, from a Texan to a Californian, I definitely feel the 2020 pain. How's everything going out there with all the lockdowns and all that?
You know, it's been really tough because, I make my income from music, from touring, from, playing live shows, and that's kind of, been a downer, but I did get two rescue puppies, so they've been occupying all my free time, so that's amazing, and I'm, recording a lot of new music. I know I've been quiet for the past couple of years. I wanted to make sure, I gave the next wave of music I give to my fans, I want to make sure it's completely authentic and, current and fun and authentic and whatever. And I'm going into the studio right after this wonderful chat with you, so I'm super pumped about that.
Oh, cool. Well, that's usually I ask late in the episodes, are you going to make any new music soon? But you are right there ahead of me, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I am. I know I've been working for the past, honestly, year and a half on this album I'm going to be releasing in September, so I'm pumped about that.
Well, it's interesting to me. I think that, even though all of us as musicians, we're all kind of on the one big struggle bus right now when it comes to the logistics of recording and getting to play live music. And I've actually I kind of had my post-COVID shows I was going to play in Texas because they sort of opened Texas back up pretty early. And so I've already had to cancel some shows, but I do think there's going to be a big boom from a lot of artists whenever things do lift up. And I feel like a lot of people are going to say, hey, here's what I've been working on. So what kind of project are you working on? What can fans expect to hear next from you?
Sorry, my dog is barking at me.
That's awesome.
That
actually happens a lot.
Really? Yeah, quarantine, I was like, that babies can't be left alone. But yeah, no, so this new music I'm going to be working on, it's kind of so I have this single coming out September 4th called Alone Together. It's still very country, but with a little bit more pop rock edge. I was born in South Carolina, so I have my country roots that are never going away, but also, being raised in Boston, I kind of have a little bit of a pop rock influence, so I'm kind of trying to mesh the three genres together, still stay authentic to my roots, but also give a kind of universal vibe to other music genre lovers.
You've kind of kicked off by covering both coasts. You got the whole East Coast and the West Coast covered now.
True. Yeah, I mean, I hope. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, for anyone that's listening to the podcast that has not gotten to hear you yet, I definitely want to play a song here to kind of introduce everyone. What song would you pick if you wanted to have a first introduction to people?
Oh, goodness. I know this sounds so cheesy because it's an older song, but probably Red Light Kiss.
You got me wishing we were ready like kissing. Let me show you what you're missing. Oh. You got me craving. That touch is saving. Cruising down North Haven. Oh. No one has to know where we go. No, pull over to the side of the road. Oh, and all that's left to do is this. Red light kiss. That night before I fell asleep, I replayed in my head, sitting in your passenger seat. Had the pull on the radio. That's when you moved in close. But baby, do you know you got me wishing, wishing we were ready like kissing, kissing. Let me show you what you're missing, missing. Oh, 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 oh. You got me craving, craving. That touch is saving, saving. Cruising down North Haven, Haven. Oh, 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 oh. No one has to know where we go. No, pull over to the side of the road. Going all that's left to do is this. No one has to know where we go. No, pull over to the side of the road. Going all that's left to do is this. You got me wishing, wishing we were ready like kissing, kissing. Let me show you what you're missing, missing. Oh, 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 oh. You got me wishing, wishing we were ready like kissing, kissing. Let me show you what you're missing, missing. Oh, 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 oh. You got me craving, craving. That touch is saving, saving. Cruising down North Haven, Haven. Oh, 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 oh. No one has to know where we go. No, pull over to the side of the road. Going all that's left to do is this. No one has to know where we go. No, pull over to the side of the road. Going all that's left to do is this. Red light kiss.
All right, Red Light Kiss. So what's the story behind that song?
I wrote the song when I was in high school. I've always been a super shy kid, which is funny because the industry I decided to go into. But, you know, I had a crush on this boy, and he never really paid too much attention to me. But, you know, I was like kind of Taylor Swift in the whole thing, and I was like, I'm going to write a love story and pretend we kissed at a red light. You know, it never happened, but, like, you know, a girl can dream. But, yeah, that's like one of the whole song.
Well, I usually jump right into your career and early influences, things like that. And that's actually a perfect transition because, as I mentioned in the intro to the show, when I first discovered, you know, video on Instagram of you performing, you were very animated. You were really good at kind of owning the crowd and really speaking to them and looking into the camera and all that. You know, how does somebody that was always kind of shy manage to have that kind of stage persona? Like, how do you put energy into your performances?
Okay, I know it sounds stupid, but I think I save all my energy and what I wish I could say and how I wish I could present to, like, you know, my normal life. I just kind of stay for the stage. And I'm not kind of like, I don't know, like when I'm on stage, I kind of like have this like dream world, but honestly, it feels like I feel more authentic to who I am on stage than I do in my day-to-day life. You know, it's like who I like always wanted to, like, you know, have, like, you know, people perceive me as, and I get to play that character on stage. Whereas, like, in my normal life, it's like I wake up at 11 a.m., I'm, you know, hanging out with my dog, probably about to cook some eggs, and then, you know, by 7 o'clock, I'm like, let's pour the Jack Daniels, and let's call it a night, you know, like, I'm very, like, you know, I'm very, like, closed off, but, like, yeah, it's friendly, but, you know, whatever.
That actually makes total sense. Like, a lot of non-musicians or artists will sometimes look at that and be like, really? But it actually, I think it's pretty common because when you don't really know how to express yourself in a conversation or to somebody you've just met, it's really cool to be able to get to go channel that out on a stage. And so I think you do a really good job of that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I hope so. I'm trying to grow every day, you know, like, I don't know, I watch a lot of music interviews and a lot of, like, you know, performances. So I'm like, ooh, I like that. Like Lady Gaga all the way, you know, but I mean, country version of Lady Gaga.
That's actually a good way to put it. So speaking of influence, you know, who were some of your early influences? How did you get your start? And take me through how your life as a musician got rolling.
Well, I was a dancer my entire life. So when I was 4 years old, I was put on the stage, which was very comfortable to me. And around 10, 11 years old, I broke my foot, and I didn't want to stop performing, so I never told anybody that my foot was broken, and then I completely like destroyed my foot. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to start doing music because I like music, and I just started writing songs around the age of 12. And artists that like really influenced me were Adele, Hannah Montana, which sounds ridiculous.
There you go.
And then Motley Crue, which is like the most random one ever. But that also had like, I love Motley Crue, Kid Brown.
I actually finished reading The Dirt last week. That was kind of a mind blower.
Oh my god. I really want to get that book. I saw the movie. I was like, that did not do justice to Motley Crue. I'm a huge fan, but
the book's a lot heavier.
I really want to get my hands on that book. Actually, I was like, kind of, what do I spend my stimulus check on since I can't gig anymore?
Have you gotten to see them perform?
No, you know what's so sad? I had tickets to see them at Fenway Park in August, which is completely canceled now. I know, with Poison and Joan Jett and, you know, the whole, I'm so bummed. I was like, literally like, it was a Christmas gift, but now that's in the trash, but hopefully someday, you know.
Well, Nikki Sixx actually posted about 3 or 4 days ago. He said they're rescheduling it to 2021, so it's still in the works.
Oh, no way. Okay, That's great news.
I like being able to give good news.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for the good news. And I'm a huge Nikki Sixx. Actually, I want to get a Nikki Sixx tattoo, which is really weird. I like to collect funny tattoos, but
that's cool.
Yeah, Nikki Sixx is babe all the way. Anyway.
I could probably go off on the Motley Crue rabbit hole for a while, but anyway, so they were your influences. Well, actually, before we jump back into your story, I'll actually say that, you know, probably one of my biggest ones is actually Guns N' Roses, and so you are now only the second artist I've ever heard say they broke their foot and kept going on with the show, because Axl did that in the very first reunion show in 2016.
No way.
Yep. So you and Axl.
Okay, well, honestly, good company then.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll divert back into your music history here.
It's just like, you know, very animated character. Is very animated. I don't know, like, I'm, you know, from a young age, I always played with makeup and hair and wigs and costumes. Like, honestly, like, for me as a, you know, songwriter, I call myself more of a songwriter than a musician. I don't have the strongest voice, even if people are like, oh no, you sing great. Like, I know my strengths and weaknesses, and I can sing a tune, but like, let's not call me Madonna, you know. But for me, really, I just fell in love with seeing these artists who could like create this like kind of character. And in some other like interviews I've had, or like other like write-ups, you know, they compare me to Kesha a lot, which I think is funny, because I don't see that at all. But they're like, oh, that's a country Kesha, you know, she's like throwing glitter, standing on the drum kit, you know, like jumping, like I don't know. But when it comes to like musical influences, I guess Kesha also has been a huge like influence on me. And then I went to college in Belmont University in Tennessee, and, you know, I met a lot of actually cool country artists, which led to my first national tour. And I got to play shows with Miranda Lambert, Florida Georgia Line. I'm trying to think. I'm so like, I get so like overwhelmed. I'm like,
that's a huge lineup. I mean, it's like one day it's like I'm in college, and the next day it's like, boom, look who I'm touring with. That's huge.
Yeah, that was like a weird thing. And then after that, I went to Berklee College of Music, which was actually the first college I got accepted into in Boston, and I rejected that because I wanted to be in Nashville, you know, with like country music capital, you know, that whole vibe and stuff. And then I went to Berklee, which is a, you know, like Charlie Puth went there, a bunch of other, like, I can't even think about the people who went there. Oh, John Mayer, I guess, I don't know. And I went there for 2 weeks, and then I signed my second national tour, which was super dope. And then I was gone, and then I never went back to college. But, you know, I think, like, that really helped me get kind of, like, my, like, I don't know, my, like, thing going on, because, you know, instead of people going to classes, I was sitting in my room booking gigs and trying to book this tour and reaching out to all these random people, pretending I was my own manager, having a fake name and a fake email, and being like, look at this new artist. Like, she's played with these people before. She's played with Darius Rucker. I'm with Josh Turner, you know, like Ray Lynn, whatever. And I kind of used that. Like, college for me wasn't really going to class. It was more of just like a place to get away and kind of like live in this dream world, which kind of turned into like somewhat of a reality.
That's actually a very smart strategy. I mean, I've heard other people have done it. I've come close to doing that myself, because down here in Texas, it's kind of like we have our own country genre, but Texas, for as big as it is, I mean, it's a very oversaturated scene. And so everyone's kind of trying to claw their way in, and having a manager, or at least looking like you do, it definitely puts you a step ahead.
Absolutely. And also, Texas is one of my places to visit. One of my really close friends and a guitarist that I use a lot, he lives in Texas and, you know, spent a lot of time there. And, you know, I'm kind of more close to Dallas and, like, Houston area. I'm so bad with geography. Like, honestly, like, asking what state I am right now, I don't know. But, like, yeah, so Texas is beautiful. Also, the best tacos. I know y'all are, like, known for, like, you know, oh, we got great barbecue and stuff, but you guys don't mess around with tacos. That is...
The Austin, San Antonio, I would say probably out to Corpus Triangle is so big on tacos, it's ridiculous now. I mean, it's taco heaven.
Oh my God, I need to visit again.
Well, I'd say to anyone who struggles with the geography of it, just get on YouTube and look up from the movie Bernie. There's just a scene where this guy talks about the map of Texas in a diner, and I don't think anyone has given a more accurate description of him. It's like 2 minutes, and it's perfect.
Well, I'm going to check that out then. Yeah, no, I'm serious about my tacos, too. I mean, California does good taco, but not like Texas, let me tell you. You know, like tacos and whiskey, call it a perfect night, you know.
Awesome. So what took you from these shows you were booking to your first recording experiences and releases?
Again, and my first recording experience was in Nashville. I found this guy, Jason Gardner, and I recorded 4 little songs. I think I was like, I wrote the songs when I was like 14 or 15, maybe 16, coming up 16. And then, I don't know, I went there when I was like 17, I guess. I recorded these songs and released them, and nothing really happened from them, but it was kind of my first like experience in recording. And because I'm actually like this like crazy perfectionist, which is like I'm never like satisfied with anything I do. So, like classic musical artists are like so hesitant.
Can relate.
But if I don't but if I don't get it perfect in the first take, I'm very unhappy with the whole thing, and I like to do it completely in one take. No, like, oh, do this first and then go back. And like for me, like my first recording experience is just like I did everything in one take. I really hate auto-tune, maybe like a little pitch correct, whatever, and I like instrumentation to be simple because my original songs are like mainly storytelling type things. So that was like my first recording thing. I was in this guy's shed in Nashville. This is like when Uber first came out too. So me and my mom took an Uber to this like random location. We're like, oh my God, like what's gonna happen? It's pretty scary. It was fine. We ended up like giving the lady cash for like what we saw on the Uber because we didn't know how Uber worked. We're like,
that's
anyway,
awesome.
but yeah, so that was like my first recording experience. And now I'm in LA. I'm going into a studio tonight in Hollywood, recording from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Los Angeles time, which is dope. But it's like crazy to think every artist has like their first like recording experience, I guess. But for me, it's just kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not that interesting when it comes to like, oh, what's my first stuff I recorded? Because honestly, I think like all the stuff I recorded is like pretty like, to be honest.
Well, it's funny you mention, like I'm very much perfectionist too. I've actually, part of what I've worked on going into this whole COVID thing was every song I've ever released, I've taken it back to the studio to redo the vocals. And I'm like, man, this is like 5 years of stuff. It's like, aren't you ready to put new music out yet? I'm like, well, let's just fix the old stuff first.
You're like, no, let's go back. Let's figure out how to do it better. Yeah, I feel you.
Well, I'm going to throw another song break in here, and I'm going to play a song that I actually used to advertise this episode on Instagram. And I like to give people the song that I think is the most likely to get stuck in your head. And so I'm picking a song here called Hotter Than You Think, because that one, it's got a really cool beat to it, and it definitely gets stuck. Yeah, so
I forgot about that song. I heard that song about my parents' divorce, weirdly enough.
Oh, anyway. Wow. Well, I usually ask people right after the song. I usually say, hey, what's that song about? But there you have it. All right.
I'm ruining everything today. All right.
All right, well, this song is called Hotter Than You Think.
Fire, what's her name? You walk around all proud. I'm gonna light you up and watch you burn. Show you what I'm thinking, it's gonna hurt. Throw you to the river and I watch you sink. This water can't cool my heat. Hell is a lot hotter than you think. Gonna light my cigarette, crash the door down to your room, pull out my new pistol just to see what it can do. Grave's already dug and the flames been lit. You've done this to yourself, you can't be surprised a bit. Your trampy blonde and your low class life will look good underground. 'Cause once I get some whiskey in me, there ain't no stopping now. You know the judge will love me and the court will think I'm cute. They never believe a sweet thing like me could pull the trigger on you. Oh. I'm gonna light you up and watch you burn. Show you what I'm thinking, it's gonna hurt. Throw you to the river and I watch you sink. This water can't cool my heat. Hell is a lot hotter than you think. Daddy didn't raise me right, he was never home. And you know what happens when a good girl's left alone. You won't see it coming, you'll miss it if you blink. You won't even have time to think. Oh, what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think. Hell is a lot hotter than you think. I'm gonna light you up and watch you burn. Show you what I'm thinking, it's gonna hurt. Throw you to the river and I watch you sink. This water can't cool my heat. Hell is a lot hotter than you think.
So, which of your songs would you say have the best backstories?
Honestly, all of them. I'm kidding. Maybe, I don't know. Definitely the sadder ones, like probably The Gate. I wrote that song about one of my really close friends who got really, really sick, and I wrote this song to him, because his life is like, I don't know, he's kind of on a timeline, life as like a person in their 20s. It's super sad. I wrote this song like, kind of like frustrated with God, frustrated with like, why is life so cruel? And this is super dark, but I wrote this song to him like for when he dies, which is like really creepy. But like, I don't know, I'm a little dark in the head sometimes. I'm like, like when God takes you to heaven, and when you're finally there, I'll see you on the other side of God's gate one day. So I wrote that song, but for the storyline, for how horribly I actually speak in conversation, I think that song I'm pretty proud of. By the way, I don't know. I'm not trying to talk about myself like, oh man, I'm so good, but like, I don't.
No, I'll back you up on that because I listened to that song earlier today, actually, and it you can tell it's a heavy song, but knowing the story that way, it'll probably make it even heavier. I'm gonna have to go back and hear it again.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just like I don't know, and I sing that song, at a few other events, and people have come up to me and be like, wow, like I just lost my husband and that song really spoke to me, or, my son is really sick, that song spoke to me, or my daughter, whatever the storyline is. Like, I'm proud of that song because even though it's so personal to me, it relates with other people. So I'm proud of that song for kind of healing and giving hope to dark situations, whether it be, death, sickness, divorce, or even just like needing a little hope in life, just like, I don't know. That's kind of my take on that, which I did not intend it to be originally. So I like that song. I'm proud of it, even though it's pretty creepy, but like, I don't know, like.
Everyone could use a hope song in 2020.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of like what I'm also doing in my upcoming music. I'm really trying to put the hope and, fun and, no more like slow, sad songs, but like definitely some like empowerment in there, but also kind of like, like, let's get through this, like, kind of distract from really just how tragic this year was.
Well, I'm going to rearrange some of my order here, but what are some of the things we can expect from you next? I mean, you mentioned kind of the songs you're working on and some of the things you want to throw in there, but what's kind of like your end goal for the things you're working on right now?
Honestly, like I feel like a lot of my life I've always tried to play like, you know, the perfect like country sweetheart, and never like show any like necessarily like emotions. I mean like emotions like sadness and like stuff in music, but like also as an artist I'm just trying to be like more real, you know. So in my music I'm not trying to be like, oh, you know, I'm gonna curl my hair and dye it like really, really pretty blonde and wear like natural makeup and, you know, always make sure I'm making sure I'm saying the right thing and being correct and everything, because like the truth is as human beings we're not, and I think for a long time I had so much pressure on myself to be this like, you know, make sure I never get over a certain weight, make sure my hair always looks like this, make sure, so like also in my music I talk about that a lot, but like to expect like the new image I've already been like kind of creating, I don't know, it's a different look. I'm not on purpose, I'm just kind of like, I wear a lot of eyeliner now. I like my hair gray or white, and, you know, I still do country music, but I'm also, like, incorporating other genres. I think just kind of more, like, real, raw, not really giving a, you know what, I don't know if I can swear on this, so I'm keeping my potty mouth to myself. I swear like a truck driver or something.
Hey, I have a bleeper, so I can bleep out anything you want to say.
Amazing, yeah.
I think the record is 14, so you're good.
All right, that's good. I've literally been like keeping my mouth shut, making sure, you know, whatever, but, you know, it'd be like, fuck that, like, normal for like how I talk normally. Like, also, that's kind of like my, you know, new music upcoming. It's like, I don't want to give a shit about what people say about me, making sure, like, oh my god, you know, like, you gained all the weight, you're looking more edgy, I don't like your makeup, I don't like your music, I don't like, why are you doing that? You know, you have the whole perfect country thing going right now, and I'm like, yes, I do, and that's never going to leave. But my new music, it's like, I want to incorporate who I am as an artist instead of thinking about, like, what people want me to continue to do.
Well, I'd say the more real it is, the better it sounds. I mean, I think when people try too hard to sound a certain way or look a certain way, it kind of covers up what you're out to do. So I'm glad that's your approach, because I had another friend of mine who recently had somebody comment. I think she put like a new song out or something, and one of the comments was, "I miss your old hair color." It's like, bro, did you even listen to a single song on the album?
Oh man, I mean, that's also, like, you know, as an artist, like, we're judged for everything we do, even like if our platform is small, if our platform is huge, if, you know, we have 1 million followers and fans or we have 10, people are still going to say what they want to say without actually giving the music a try.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I don't know, like, this year, especially with the whole world is like literally ending, I'm like, why do I keep caring about what these people think? I haven't been in public in like 6 months. Like, really, I got nothing to lose. And, you know, like, I don't know, just kind of taking a risk, but also back to that thing with what you're saying. It's like, you know, people comment on image instead of listening to the music. I'm like, people comment horrible things on my music as well as my image. So if they're going to say nasty things, I might as well do what I want to do.
Anybody will say anything on a computer keyboard, unfortunately.
Oh, absolutely. Or in person. You know, I've gotten some, like, you know, middle-aged women, like, coming at me like, oh, my God, your booty shorts are too short. I'm like, well, when you got it, flaunt it. You know, like, shake my booty if I want to. Like,
call the manager, Karen.
Yeah, literally, Karen, go back. Get away. Yeah. I know we got Karen, Deborah's, we got Janice's, we got Jennifer's. Like, we got the whole spiel, you know.
I miss the days when Facebook had no news feed. You just saw your own posts, and that was just about it. But I have aged myself by saying that. So speaking of, you know, image and things like that, you know, if a producer walked up and said, "Hey, I want to film a music video for you," if you could pick any song of yours to make a video to right now, what would it be?
So actually, it's going to be an upcoming song right now.
Nice.
It's called Lilith and I. Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of working in the studio tonight. It's more rock-based, but of course, you know, being a South Carolina native, I can't get rid of the twang, so even though it's kind of rock, I still sound like I'm like, yeah, let's go, guys. But, like, it's cool. So Lilith and I, you know, I'm not going to say too much about the song. It's not about, like, devils and bad things at all. It's just, like, you know, like, a lot about, like, society or whatever. I mean, I guess it comes time that I'm a godless woman because I have tattoos and I drink and I have, you know, makeup, which I'm like, okay, guys, cool. Like, not true, but I'm like, I have Bible tattoos all over me, but that's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I would love that song. It's high energy, it's explosive, it's fun. So if a producer came up to me and was like, hey, or like video, whatever, I'd be like, yeah, I want to do this song because the song is fun as hell.
Let's take another song break here before we move on to some of the big three questions at the end. Which song should we play here?
I'm going to say your pick because this girl don't know.
Okay. Well, we talked about The Gate earlier, so we can play that one here.
Your eyes made me feel safe, and your touch was home every place. Memories follow me down these roads. You left me lonely. Maybe I'm crazy 'cause I can't let you go. So I'm holding on to the head of your ghost. But maybe God knows something I don't. Did he take you to leave me alone? I've been waiting. Forgive all my life in 1 second. You're gone in the blink of an eye. I keep holding on, growing strong, hoping one day I'll meet you. Your side of the gate. Your kiss made my heart melt. The best feeling that I've ever felt. Maybe I'm crazy 'cause I can't let you go. So I'm holding on to the head of your ghost. But maybe God knows something I don't. Did he take you to leave me alone? I've been waiting. Forgive all my life in 1 second. You're gone in the blink of an eye. I keep holding on, growing strong, hoping one day I'll meet you. Your side of the gate. Maybe God knows something I don't. Did he take you to leave me alone? I've been waiting. Forgive all my life in 1 second. You're gone in the blink of an eye. I keep holding on, growing strong, hoping one day I'll meet you. Your side of the gate.
Where are some of your favorite places to perform? I mean, since you've been, Boston, Nashville, South Carolina, California, I mean, you've probably gotten to see a lot of cool places. So what are some of your favorite places to play your music at?
Definitely number 1 is Colorado.
Awesome.
Number 2, probably Montana. And number 3, absolutely Alabama.
Huh. Any specific venues in those places? 'Cause I love those states too, except I have not been to Montana yet.
Okay, Montana's super fun. I played this festival, and it was right in the night. I'm such a bad artist because I don't even know where to play. Like, was a big crackhead energy. Not really, but it's fine. I'm trying to think. Three Forks, Montana, at this country festival, and I've been there a few times now. And then Country Jam, Colorado. That stage was so fun. And then Alabama, the Saddle Up Saloon. It's like just like it's just like a dive bar, like a honky tonk vibe thing. But that was so fun. But also, I played a show in Ireland, and that was really fun as well.
Oh, that's cool. Where in Ireland?
Belfast.
Oh, cool. I was just watching Sons of Anarchy today, and it was like right after they had gone to Belfast. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
So,
definitely,
So where should people follow your music if they aren't already? Where would you direct them to for social media and everything like that?
So I actually got hacked on Facebook.
Oh.
Which is horrible. So they wanted a blue check, so they stole my page, hacked in, and blocked me from my own account.
Jeez.
So that's super fast. So right now I'm just living off of Instagram. I don't use a Twitter because people are too mean on that shit.
You're missing all the fun politics.
Oh my god, I just want to get involved even more in politics. This world is like, oh my god, no way. I'm not happy clam. I like to, stay in the ocean, float along. I don't like to, get too involved in stuff. I want this, human rights, and I always stand up for that, but everything else now, honestly, it's sad. I'm working on getting my Facebook back right now, which would be C Gray with the blue check, but that's not existing right now. So for Instagram, just cgray.official. You're going to see me on, have a red solo cup in my pictures all the time, so that's me.
Awesome. And then on Spotify, is it under C Gray or is it?
It's under Caroline Gray right now. But upcoming music will be released under C Gray, and the Gray is GRAY because A+, because you don't mess around with E. That's not a grade in school, so
All right, so for the big three questions I like to ask every guest, the first one is, if you could collaborate with anyone out there, who would it be?
Either Nikki Sixx or Lady Gaga.
Oh, I'd pay money to hear that. especially Nikki Sixx. I love the collaborations he does. If you could headline any venue, where would you go play?
Honestly, if I could just do my own arena tour, I'd be pretty happy with that. Headline one venue, I say why not, world tour? That's my pace,
And the big finale, what is the funniest or craziest story you can tell from your music career so far?
Oh my God. Okay. In Colorado, one time I got off stage right before Miranda Lambert, and I went back to my band to our trailer, and we were really drinking, really having a good time. And then they come up to me, one of the people who were running the event. There's 90,000 people at this event, keep in mind. And I've had a few cocktails. And they say, will you please sing the national anthem for all of our U.S. veterans? And I am shitting my pants. I'm like, are you kidding me? No one gave me a heads up? So anyway, I was like, come on now. I've been drinking whiskey for 2 hours, I had a few beers. National anthem, that's kind of the song you got to take on. I want to have all the respect. So I wrote a few lyrics just for pointers. Tape it out on the stage. I walk out there. Actually, kind of walk a little swanky, kind of my little, bougie walk. The little, whiskey eyes going on. And I sang that in front of 1,000 people. And I come back. I said, did I do good? I got everything right. Thank God, and I wasn't pitchy or whatever. But I just remember looking out into the audience.
My anxiety went up just hearing that.
Oh my gosh, my heart was beating. I was a little tipsy. I was sweating. It was almost 100 degrees.
Oh.
There's 90,000 people. There was all these veterans on stage in uniform, saluting the flag. And I was so nervous, and my heart was racing. So I was I cannot mess this up because that would probably end my career, one, and it would be extremely disrespectful.
Yeah.
But thank God it went well, but that's definitely the craziest thing ever.
That's one of the worst possible PR related ways to go out.
Oh yeah. So, that's that. But the other time I sang the national anthem was at Red Sox versus the Orioles in Boston at Fenway Stadium. It's my first time doing the national anthem, 45,000 people, and the only thing I could focus on was the guy in the front row in an orange T-shirt picking his nose and eating peanuts, and that was also really exciting, you know.
So anytime you get an offer to do the national anthem, you know something interesting is going to happen.
Absolutely, always. Yeah.
All right. Well, what song should we close this thing out with?
I think you should sing. I think you should do a little jingle, a little whatever.
Oh gosh. Well, I've actually, whenever I've had a guest on here who's not a musician, because most of the people I've had on here are artists, but I've had like 3 or 4 that aren't. And so I just have like the outro of one of my songs just thrown in because I'm lazy. But yeah, I guess if we're going to play one of yours though, you want to finish with Lead You On?
Let's do it. I love that song. Let's go.
Awesome. We'll do that one. Cool. Well, Garrett, I appreciate you coming on here today, and good luck in the studio tonight. That's really cool that you're getting to record, because I know with a lot of the shutdowns and everything, I know that's been tough to be able to get studio time. And whenever that comes out, let me know. I'll be sure to post it and make sure all my followers get to see it for you.
Thank you so much, Garrett, and thanks for having me on tonight. I'll keep you updated. Stay safe, stay healthy, live your dream. Keep creative, man. Thank you so much.
Right on. You have a good one.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
I look good, you know that. Your trouble